Anyway, speaking of a company that's still making money, even with practices like this, you want to talk about SmackDown for a minute?
Maybe a minute at most. I didn't really, nothing really stuck with me from SmackDown. It wasn't really much of an anything. But what do you think?
I don't care. I don't care. If I'm not successful, it won't be distressful because I don't care. They don't care. They don't care anymore. They don't care what we say. We never did believe much anyway. What the fuck? They have, how many? We figured it up one time a few years ago, and we haven't heard about any mass firings. 100 and some wrestlers under contract on their roster, both Raw and SmackDown under the WWE umbrella, maybe not even taking into account NXT. And because they go to Japan, with how many people did they take to Japan? For fuck's sake. They just say, fuck it, we're going to tape the show a week in advance and give people dick olive shit. Is what they didn't even say where they were because they were in the last place they were last week, right?
Yeah, as soon as you saw that boxer, you're like, wait a minute. There's no way they put him on the road.
Yeah, what is he just fucking, is he stalking us now? He's going to show up on somebody's front porch here next week. So, it just, oh my God. The horribleness and awfulness of it. Well, not that. There was nothing unprofessional. There was nothing ridiculous that would hurt business. They haven't, just decided to hire a bunch of fucking amateurs and throw them in the ring, and with the talent going to Japan or whatever. They just had a few people work twice last week and gave us the most boring, non-meaningful program, except for Jacob Fatu that they've presented in quite a while. And so that's what would you like to just?
That was SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, yeah, I'll give you the high points. LA Knight, in quite a bit of time, finally beat Pablo Escobar, who has the lovely Carmen Electra Jennifer Lopez in his corner. And then Logan Paul ran in and got some heat on LA Knight, and LA Knight fought back, and then Escobar stopped LA Knight, and both heels beat up LA Knight, and Logan Paul frog splashed him off the top rope and left him laying. And from this, I gather that at SummerSlam, LA Knight better win that fucking belt. Did you even pay attention?
No, not really. And I agree. He better win that belt.
But then in the back, Logan Paul said he's going to have a surprise for LA Knight at SummerSlam. So could that be
his landlord?
Well, I'm thinking San Francisco Slim. Get that natural Northern California, Southern California rivalry going. Is that LA Knight's next program if he doesn't win the U.S. title with old San Francisco Slim?
I don't know. Panama Red?
The Panama Red made some money at one point in time. Anyway, Jade and Bianca got in the ring with the microphones. That was their first mistake. And they called out the new tag team champions of Fire and Dawn. I forget their other names. They both have two names, but I remember those. And they attacked Jade and Bianca from behind, and then the faces turned around and beat them up. And it was pretty short and not good. And then we had the Street Profits and B-Fab talking to Terence Crawford, who is I couldn't remember from last week what he did. I didn't know whether he rapped, played basketball, was a boxer, or a fucking movie actor. But he's a boxer. And apparently from what we heard in this program, the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world. Have you ever heard of this fucking guy?
To be fair, I don't really follow boxing anymore. The fact that they barely air it anywhere and none of the good fights ever really happen and there aren't really that many fighters built up well anymore. No, it's not really for me anymore.
Well, some of the story may lie in this hyperbolic description in the fact that they're running advertising for this fight. Because they're running commercials and apparently there's some kind of sponsorship. Not sponsorship. The boxing people are paying them the money, as Joe LeDuc said one time. They're paying me some bread to get to fucking run commercials and talk about this thing. And apparently, as part of the deal, they had Terence Crawford come out here and knock out poor Austin Theory later on. But anyway, the story of the night, before we finish this story, was the tag team Gauntlet for a number one contender tag team title shot against poor old Gargano and Ciampa, who are about to be cannon fodder for the Bloodline.
That's their move when they have a tape show, the Gauntlet match.
Yes, because they were 40 minutes into the TV show already before they started this thing, and this thing can go through goddamn however long, right? And it's just, what the fuck? So Corbin and Cruz fought the Lucha heels, and then the Profits came out, and they were attacked by, I forgot to write down all these teams. Purely Dreary, I think. Profits beat them. Profits beat Gallows and Anderson, and then came the Bloodline. So an hour and 15 minutes into the show, we get to see the Bloodline, who at the top of the program had told Nick Aldis, are they ribbing poor old Tonga Loa now? Do they have some kind of buyer's remorse? Like, oh, fuck, this guy missed a stationary nut shot. And now he had an eye patch on and an exaggerated gauze underneath it. And he's got an eye injury and had to pull out of the tag team Gauntlet. But they said, don't worry, he will be replaced by Jacob Fatu. Do you think Jacob Fatu has worked Tonga Loa out of a spot here, or was that what they were going to do all along?
I think Tonga Loa is best. I think you said it a couple weeks ago. He's best in a suit, kind of like in the classic Ming or Big Bubba Rogers kind of role. Because shouldn't say every time, it doesn't appear to be natural to him, even though he's not a young guy and he's been doing this for a while. There seems to be just a, it's almost like he has crazy legs. You don't know what he's going to do.
He's got the yips.
He had the yips.
He throws it one place, it goes another.
Went for the guy's balls and he almost touched the butt cheek. I don't know what he was trying to do. The yips.
Wait a minute.
You could have yeet you could have yips.
Somebody clip that audio and just put it on a loop and send it to me. He went for the guy's balls, but he just grazed his butt cheeks or whatever it was you just said.
Whatever it was that you want to hear over and over again. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. Let me hear it over and over,
baby. God. Stop being so excited. This is what I talk about when I say the bizarreness of whatever's happening.
So anyway,
But you know what, though? Now I'm a bigger fan of his than if he was just some badass, because I'm waiting for shit to happen. I'm waiting for him to, slip. I'm waiting for him to, hit a wall while he's walking. Just anything. I'm waiting for something to happen.
Nobody's ever going, what? God damn it. What was his name that dove headfirst under the ring at the Royal Rumble a few years ago?
Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil.
Yeah.
He's got it. He should have just stayed under there. The longer he would have stayed under there, I bet you goddamn he would have got a standing ovation. They laughed at him because he popped right back out and fucking got in the ring and tried to act like nothing went wrong. If he'd have stayed under there till the end of the fucking match and then come out when they were fucking holding the guy's hand up, he'd have stole the show. Anyhow, so Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga ended up being the last team against the Street Profits in this Gauntlet situation. And they started the match in break, but when they came back, I mean, it's obvious Fatu and Tonga don't have a lot of tag team work, because I would imagine this would be the first time that they have ever teamed up with each other, right? Where Tama Tonga's been in New Japan for ages. Jacob was under contract to MLW, blah, blah, blah. Can you think of any paths they would have crossed?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
But so nevertheless, they've got no tag team work, but Jacob, again, I think they're just putting the spotlight on him in the ring. The announcers are going over and above the call of duty to put him over. And you can tell they've got tremendous plans for him, and the shit that he can do and the explosiveness he has. So anyway, boom, finally. Oh, did you see the finish of this? Montez Ford's making a comeback on Tama Tonga, and then suddenly Tama Tonga is bent over in front of him, but apparently he was supposed to duck something, so Ford just swung over the top of the guy's head and turned backwards and put himself in a position to be waist-locked and boosted up. I was like, oh my God, it does look like Western swing dancing now.
And again, that's a tape show. They had a week to do whatever they had to do to the...
Hey, that's where I told the crew in the Smoky Mountain tapings, for the first fucking dark match, that was all to shoot cute kids and attractive women in the crowd. When something like that happened, you'd see a cute kid or an attractive woman. Sometimes the pickings were slim. We had to take what we could get, but... And then they got a four-way going, and Jacob came in and beat Ford with a pop-up Samoan drop and a springboard moonsault. Boom, 1, 2, 3. The triple jump or whatever, like Daniels was doing for a while, and one of the girls does it now or whatever. But it looks more impressive when that fucking Samoan werewolf does it. So that was, they're just building the bloodline right now. That was the contribution of this program really to anything involving story. But do you want to talk about, again, old Terence Crawford knocking Austin Theory out? Where were they last week? What town is this guy from?
Was it Cleveland? Was it Dayton?
No, they're going to be in Cleveland for SummerSlam.
Oh, then it wasn't there. Certainly
no,
not.
It's someplace out west. All these towns running through my mind, but
Billings, Montana.
No, it's not
Fargo,
Billings.
North Dakota.
No, it was Moosehead, Maine.
Oh.
But anyway, Waller and Theory get in the ring, doing a live promo, knocking old Terence Crawford, and because he helped out handing a chair last week to blah, 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 blah. And they call him out to apologize. Brad, did you see he had his own video screen? He was officially prepared for that. They had Terence Crawford and his boxing pictures up on the fucking screen on the entrance. As I mentioned earlier, they're promoting this fight that he's fighting somebody for something. And they ran a commercial and they've got him involved in this or whatever. But now they paid enough, however much it was, that he gets to come out and knock out Austin Theory, Waller talks it up and runs his mouth and then says, if you don't apologize to us, then Theory's going to knock you out. And Theory's like, hey, what? Wait a minute. And boom, almost boom. I'm sure to Theory's everlasting gratitude, the guy didn't potato him. He whiffed in front of his chin, but nevertheless, he knocks Theory out and Waller runs away. The end. They got Mike Tyson in 1998. Now they got Terence Crawford. Have you gone to sleep?
That was SmackDown. Right?
It actually wasn't.
No, fuck.
They also had a Cody pre-tape.
Oh yeah, they had Cody in the restaurant or whatever it was.
Yes, it was a bar. Which is nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that Cody ought to be drinking milk, but he said, I'm here on my tour in Japan. And he's in a bar. There was not one Japanese characteristic or anything that I saw. It was just they did it with a very well lit fucking hotel bar. I don't know where that would have been.
Yeah, that was the thing. I'm in the bar in the middle of the day.
But that was about SummerSlam. And then the main event was actually Mia and Bailey against Jackson Stratton, which sounds like a kind of power drill, doesn't it? Or some type of heavy equipment, machinery, gasoline operated. Jackson Stratton, tackle any heavy job. Wonder if Jackson Stratton should start a line of battery operated household appliances for the housewives across the country.
Again, I don't know where your mind goes. Who was their opponent? It was Jackson Stratton versus Mia and who?
Mia Yim and Bailey.
And Bailey, that's right.
And Bailey. But what they did was they jumped Mia Yim beforehand and beat her up on the side of the ring down on the floor. And then Bailey came out and had a handicap match against them for 10 minutes before the fucking Mia Yim got back up to the apron to take the tag. People recovered and crawled out of car wrecks on the interstate in quicker time. Nobody went to goddamn help her up. They let her lay there for 10 minutes. You think Mia's still alive? I don't know, but let's not ruin the camera shot. And then she gets up and takes the tag and makes a comeback after 10 minutes. Oh, and then the refrigerator basically bonsai'd Bailey after she'd been hit with the briefcase. And that was the end. Yeah.
Yeah, boy, this
Fox
show...
No, let's ask this question, though. Are they just like, well, we're almost done on Fox, so fuck it? Or are they, we're so far ahead in this thing, we don't give a shit? What, one boring ass show with nothing going on is not gonna run our audience off. We're that conceited now. There's no way they could have planned ahead with these previously scheduled situations that a company that's worth $8 or $9 billion could have said, hey, let's add a fucking TV taping the day after our last TV taping and then take a couple of days off and go to Japan. Because, instead of subjecting the people that had already seen a live Smackdown to some taped bleh and just throwing it away for the TV audience, is my question to you. Was there a thread of a question in there?
I mean, it was a nothing show. They weren't in town. The contract's finishing up. It'll probably do a relatively respectable rating, I would think. I don't know if it's just going to die because people didn't get a live show and they didn't get anything happening at all. We'll see. Does Fox have any interest in this Terence Crawford fight that they've been promoting for 2 weeks on the show?
Well, somebody's making some money off of it over there.
It's on DAZN, I see here.
I always thought that was DAZN. DAZN.
The fight is Saturday, August 3rd. When's SummerSlam?
Saturday, August 3rd.
So they're promoting something against them?
They're promoting that's what I've been saying all along. They're getting some money. They're against SummerSlam with this fight. I forgot to bring that up. Thank you for mentioning that. But they're running commercials and they're fucking having this guy come out and knock out the fucking talent. How much does that have to be worth? And who are these fucking people? Terence Crawford and what's his name that he's fighting?
He's fighting Israel Madrimov.
Well, a household name, ladies and gentlemen.
Early start time.
If you're undergoing speech therapy, that's a name that's on everybody's lips.
Early start time for this Riyadh season card.
Oh.
From Los Angeles. So now I may tell you who's putting up the money for this.
The Riyadh season card from Los Angeles. Now, that's unwieldy in itself. Saudi Arabia is behind this, but is the Riyadh season a brand of or a company name? Or
Riyadh season is a series of entertainment, cultural, and sporting events held in the Saudi Arabian capital of Riyadh. The event was introduced in 2019 by the General Entertainment Authority. You will always listen to them. As
yes.
part of
yes, the Entertainment Authority.
As part of the larger Saudi Seasons initiative in support of Saudi Vision 2030.
Well, how does that, but it's in Los Angeles?
Well, yeah, that's how they infiltrate the states.
What the goddamn hell? Oh, my God. So, how much money now are they paying to get this fucking guy? And what was the other guy's name? Who's he? What's he? It's Itchy
Madam. The Madam.
God. Who are these? Have you ever heard of these fighters before?
Again, I'm not currently following boxing, so I'm not the best person to ask.
But no, if to spend that much money, we ought to be talking about Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Floyd Mayweather. People that you can't avoid hearing their fucking name.
Riyadh Season 2024. Riyadh Season will be hosting the 6th King Slam of October 2024, a tennis tournament. Yeah, featuring all the big stars. Nadal, Djokovic. Yeah, so they're doing the tennis tournament.
Did you say Djokovic?
I didn't say Djokovic.
What did you say?
Djokovic.
Who is that?
He's a tennis player, but anyway, you should know your tennis, Mr. Cornette.
Did he ever beat Bobby Riggs?
They're doing a tennis tournament. They have the WWE Crown Jewel November 2nd from the Kingdom Arena. Tyson Fury versus, again, I don't follow boxing currently, Usyk. USYK. Alexander Usyk.
Usyk.
That'll be in December. There are 12 zones in Riyadh Season. The Boulevard World, Boulevard City, Kingdom Arena, Ramla, Taraza.
Okay.
Riyadh,
do I need to call
the Wonder Garden?
Are you having a stroke now?
The Wonder Garden. These are their arenas, I guess. The Food Truck Park, Riyadh Zoo.
As a matter of fact, when you go to visit, they don't let you leave.
Well, that's it.
Well,
and also the Black Hat Middle East and Africa Cybersecurity and Hacking Convention is annually held.
Wait a minute, the fucking hackers and cybersecurityers have a convention now? Shouldn't they try to keep that shit quiet?
It says here, Black Hat Middle East and Africa. A 3-day cybersecurity and hacking convention held in Riyadh.
Where what, hackers from all over the world come and show their wares?
I don't know, but they're spending money. They have lots of money, and it's on display all over the world.
All right. Well, I'm sure Terence Crawford is a heavy favorite to win this thing. Just because he knocked out Austin Theory with one punch and didn't even touch him. So the wind, so you can imagine what he can do to another human being if he actually hits him.
Oh,
you know,
right. that really was the end of Happy Talk earlier, ladies and gentlemen.
That certainly was. But I'll tell you this right now, and you may not realize it, Brian, but the highlight of that program was the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. And let me ask you a question, Brian Last. How do you shave a werewolf?
With a silver bullet.
No, you kill him with a silver bullet. If you kill him, then his hair won't grow.
A silver razor.
If you have a werewolf in the family, you got to keep them properly groomed and make sure they not only the conditioner to get the proper sheen on their coat, but also you remember that old commercial from the 70s? How do you handle a hungry man? The man handlers. So some kind of line of frozen dinners. They were larger than, how do you handle a hairy werewolf? You handle a hairy werewolf with Harry's. Harry's.com and the fine shaving products that are contained therein. Well, they're not really contained on a website. They're listed, offered, proffered to the public on the website harrys.com. No apostrophe there, by the way, in case you were up in the air about that. And right now, you know, folks, when you're going out in public, you got to do something about your fucking faces. I'm seeing a lot of you people when I go at my daily or weekly rounds to the store or the post office. A lot of you people just have given up. You don't care anymore. And I feel that you're being premature. From the looks of some of you, you got another 2 or 3 good years left within you. So try to clean up a little bit. Shave your face, men. Put on some lotion, some body wash, some hair gel. All of the fine products that Harry's has to make you look more palatable, at least. I mean, let's face it, there's only so much you can do without plastic surgery, but you'll look more palatable. You'll definitely smell better than you do right now. And also, it's a feeling. You get it right in the feels, gentlemen out there, when you got a clean face and all of your parts are clean and slick and shiny, sometimes almost translucent. Anyway, right now, Harry's is going to give you the trial set that at normally $13. You're going to get an ergonomically designed razor. The handle fits right in your hand, and the blades, it's a 5-blade cartridge that stays sharper longer because those German sadists make it in a special factory over there. And you know how hard-hearted they are. They want these things to be able to cut a hair in half. And you also get the foaming shave gel and the travel cover on the razor so you don't slice some kind of major artery for only $3 if you go right now to harrys.com/JCE. A $13 trial set for $3. harrys.com/JCE. And again, the other self-care product. Because, Brian, if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to take care of you? And when you get to be about 75, somebody's going to come in and start performing some kind of routine maintenance a couple of times a week. But that's probably all it's going to be at that point. So until then, you're going to have to just fucking take care of yourself, guy. You can smell like wood and ground and rock. I'm sorry, redwood, wildlands, and stone with the body washes that are scented in such a fashion. And they've got an extra strength, and that's the important part. High quality, amazing smelling deodorant, $5. What the fuck is $5? I'll pay you $5 just to use this shit before you stand next to me in line at Paul's Market. So altogether, folks, you got to go out right. I say folks, I mean men. Because any of the women out there that also need a 5-blade razor to shave and some foaming shave gel to shave whatever hirsute area, we're not going to judge you. If you wanted to try it out for your significant other male who also might have sprouts in unique places, just, fucking apply your imagination, ladies and gentlemen. harrys.com/JCE. Did I make that clear, Brian?
You made that clear, except for the promo code. What's that promo code one more time, Jim?
/JCE is the promo code. I'm making it harrys.com/JCE.
harrys.com/JCE. I just wanted to make sure we had some clarity there.
Well, there's all kinds of clarity to people who were listening to the words that were coming out of my mouth. See, now you're making me pound the desk to make a point.
This audio. Again. Stop, Jace. I'm so sorry. I don't know what he's doing this time.
You're making me do this because
I'm making you.
I'm getting fresh. See, you made me do this. I didn't want to do it.
Well, you're going to want to do it with Harry's. That's the point.
You're going to want to do it with Harry's, especially after they use Harry's product on Harry's. Harry.
What's that promo code? What's that promo code, Jim?
JCE.